Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in this video, we are talking about some interior design mistakes that your guests will immediately notice when they enter your home, but they are too afraid to tell you about. However, I guess you could also use this video as a guide to get your guests to leave and to never come back. And I love that for you. We've got some things to talk about, so let's get into the video. There is a fine line between living your real life in your home and having it be exactly what you want and entertaining in that space and your guests enjoying it. But you can find balance. And the first thing your guests notice when they come to your house, when they enter your home, is the entryway, is even your front porch, your front door area. So making sure those are well taken care of, they're clean and tidy, makes a big impact. You also want to think about, what do you expect when people enter your home? Are you the type of person that says, take your shoes off at the door, set your things down, take off your coat, come on in? Or are you like, you can wear your shoes and let's just vibe, let's lounge because you want the aesthetic, you want the ensemble to be on point. I love that for you, but if you want your guests to take their shoes off, have a bench, have somewhere to put those things, have a coat closet or a rack, a hook of some sort for them to put their coat on. That's something really important so the space does not look cluttered and full of stuff that someone's not just like, yeah, let me take off my stuff and throw it around your house. You don't want that to be the situation someone walks into. I would also go as far as to say, really think about the organization you need in your home and the entryway in that space, because you also don't want yourself to be entering your home and seeing clutter and a mess, because that's the first impression you get that sets the mood for the space. And if you are walking into your home and it's a mess, that's going to feel stressful to you, and then your house will feel stressful. That's not what anybody wants in any situation. An inviting space is one that is useful, that's organized and tidy, and that feels a little bit lived in. So hey, if you have those coats on the wall, that's fine, but let's not pile 10 of them up at once. Maybe you get multiple coat hooks so that everybody has their own, and that's really great. An entryway makes the first impression to a home, and that's something your guests will immediately notice, but nobody is gonna sit there and say, hey, it's a mess. Let's get it together and clean it up. Now let's talk about the coffee table, because when someone enters my home, you come in, you enter into the foyer, it's gorgeous, it's glamorous, it's beautiful, and then we head into the living room, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna have a chat. What your coffee table looks like says a lot about who you are, and I have the golden rule, I have all of the answers that I know you are looking for, so let's dive into it. What you need to do on your coffee table is have a multitude of things that say something about you. One of those things should be beautiful. Maybe that's a sculpture, a piece of art, fresh cut flowers. That's great. It's just there for the aesthetic to look at. Maybe there's a story behind it. Maybe you collect that type of artwork, or you have a collection of those vases or something like that. That's great, a conversation piece. Next, you should have something to entice the senses. And for me, that's either going to be scent or taste. I want something that's either going to be a beautiful little dish with a little candy on it. That might not be a good idea if you have kids because the candies will be gone. Or you may want to do something that has some sort of scent. I personally like a diffuser, but we will talk more about that later on. That second piece needs to entice the senses, and I think that's really important. Finally, let's talk about the coffee table book, because we're in this weird place with a coffee table book right now where everyone that was begging you last year to buy a $200 coffee table book saying it would fix all of your problems are now telling you it's out of date and you need to get rid of it. I don't play that game, but I do like a coffee table book because I think it can tell a person a lot about you and can pique their interest if you're not in the space. So for me, I like to have a beautiful coffee table book that is sitting open to a page, to a beautiful image. It really invites someone to flip through it when it's not just a bunch of stuff piled up on a book. And maybe you put a puzzle on the table. That's fun too. I can see like, oh, what's this puzzle about? We can work on it together. That's something really cool that your guests will actually really appreciate. I truly believe that your personal style is what makes your home your home. And I think your personal style should be what you focus on the most. That is what you always get here on this channel. I am always telling all of the LeChic family members about that. So if you have not already, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button, join the LeChic family, and turn on the bell notification to get notified every time I upload. That way you don't ever miss a video. And after you have done so, please share with me so that I can personally welcome you to the channel. Now, of course, having a great entryway, coffee tables are all important, but something that makes the difference in your space is the comfort of it, the usability, the functionality, and what people are actually sitting on and interacting with. And that's all about the seating, the seat heights, and what's comfortable for you and how you plan on using your space in your home. For example, a standard sofa seat is 18 inches from the floor, and this is the same as the seat on a dining room chair. These are accessible, very ergonomical, and easy to get in and out of for anybody, even someone that has some mobility issues. That's something important to remember. However, depending on how you use this space, you may want to adjust that slightly. In my living room, I like to have a slightly lower sofa and a taller coffee table. That way I can actually sit there and I can have a coffee, I can have a cup of tea, we can interact that way, and it serves as more of a seating arrangement, kind of a dining space, and that works really nicely for spending a lot of time there. For you, if you're like, hey, you know what, we've got a lot of older people in our family that are coming over and they need to be able to get in and out of that sofa, don't go for a lower sofa. But if you are like me and you have someone over every once in a while, but it's not that often, and when you do it, you spend a lot of time in that space, maybe a lower sofa will work for you. I also cannot say enough that I don't personally love a bar height stool. I think that's something important also because it is seating in your home, and that tends to be where guests will sit when you are working in your kitchen. Having a bar height stool is not comfortable. You have to climb up there and your feet are dangling. I would much rather see something that is a counter height, especially if you have kids, like they're climbing up there and then they're gonna have to leap to get off. Dangerous, not the vibe, not for me. And an older person can't get onto those. So if you do have that situation where you have the bar height stools, maybe you consider having some seating that's close enough by the kitchen that you can bring a chair into that space that someone could actually sit on safely. I think that is really, really important to a space. And that actually reminds me all about the importance of a seating arrangement. If you don't have a seating arrangement that works well in your home, it is not going to function nicely. It is not going to be comfortable to have a conversation at. So this is something important and worth looking into. A seating arrangement should not have overlapped furniture, pieces blocking other ones, because then somebody gets blocked or iced out of the conversation, and that's not what you want. But I also suggest that you have some sort of seating nearby that you can pull into a space. Because if you've got a big family, like let's say you have 12 or 15, 20 people over, you probably don't have a living room that seats 20 people all of the time. This would be a massive space, so much seating, and very little room to move around. But you might have a living room that seats 7 or 8, and then you have dining chairs you could pull into the space. That is something that works really nicely. So consider what the furniture arrangement, the home's layout is, and how that will work for you in your space and entertaining. Guests are not going to want to come back to your home if there's not enough space for you to actually entertain them. They're gonna wanna go somewhere that's a little bit bigger. So maybe they're gonna say, just meet us at the restaurant instead of coming over your house to hang out. And I mean, hey, I guess you don't have to do any dishes, and I love that for you. I also think it is so important to remember that the pets need to have access to the space. They need to move around to visit with everyone, especially considering that my dogs are like the star of the show. Speaking of which, let's go get everyone's favorite little itty bitty baby puppy dog, Cornelius. Cornelius! Oh, hello there, little mister. Hello. Is there anything you'd like to say? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's so cute. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, is it time for your little nap? Are you a sleepy pup? Oh, yes. Okay, we'll leave you be and get back to the video. How do you feel about that? Okay, Cornelius, we're gonna see you again soon, and we'll get back to the video. Okay, something that is important to remember is that when you are thinking of your seating arrangement, when you're making space for your baby bulldogs, you wanna make sure that there is a good ratio of pillow to seat coverage on your sofa. This is something I see all of the time, and when you're a guest in someone's house and they have like styled pillows up all over their sofa, you wanna be polite and not ruin them. But when you have 72 pillows on your sofa and nowhere to sit, There is no option. I'm either moving and stacking them, or I'm just gonna crush them. I'm gonna spread out. I'm gonna do it on purpose just to teach you a lesson. Do not have too many pillows on your sofa. There is a limit, and it's typically recommended that you use different size pillows, maybe an 18 by 18, and then you do a 16 by 16, and maybe you throw in a little lumbar for good measure. That's enough pillows. You can do 4 or 5. I don't think you need any more on one sofa than that unless it's a sectional and you've got a lot of depth to it. Keep the pillows to a reasonable level. They can be great for styling, but you also want to make sure they're very comfortable and that you're not afraid to have them be squished and messed up and messed around. That's important because these are just throw pillows. They're just decorative accessories to make the sofa a little more comfortable and plush, and they can be good for incorporating a color scheme. But let's not overdo it on the pillows because there is a limit to everything. This is not a pillow factory. This is not a pillow sales room where we're putting out every model on display. Okay, I love it if you work in that setting, and I think it's amazing. Send me a link to your location, your store, but I don't need to see it in the house. Like, that's not what this is. You've got all of these pillows on one sofa. Like, you collect pillows at this point. It's a little much, and I don't like going over there because I'm like messing up all of the pillows, and then when you go behind someone and you're like chopping and fixing them all, it's too much. Speaking of which, you know, my top tip is that we don't need to do the karate chopped pillow, the overly dramatic style pillow. I like the triple chop. First you hit it with the top chop, and then the double side chop. That way a pillow is not contrived. It just looks fluffy and comfortable. It looks fluffed, and that's all it really needs to be. I previously mentioned scent, and we need to talk about it because I am a scent sensitive person in my own home, in my life, in everywhere I go. I know what it smells like, and sometimes that is extremely overwhelming. And the thing to remember is that in our own homes, we often don't really know how they smell. We go like nose blind to them. So when you bring in something that is an incredibly strong scent, it is incredibly strong. Like, if you can smell it really strong in your house, it's a very powerful scent for everyone else. We're not masking everything that's happening in the space. Like, I can smell all of it, so it becomes a lot. Which is why I'm a little bit more of a diffuser type person where you can just have a very light, fresh scent in the space. Open the windows, let some fresh air in. You know, I like a house to smell clean, but the most important thing is that it shouldn't smell like anything, really. I think that's important to note because I don't need your house to smell like flowers and like a garden and like perfume and this and that, because if you have like air freshener on and then you have perfume on and then you're lighting a candle, it's a lot of scent and it can make people feel so sick. It literally gives me a headache when I'm in a space that smells too strong. You know, like when you go into that store at the mall and it's like overwhelmingly, they're pumping in all of the scent and you are like, oh my goodness, like I can't breathe in here. Like I'm getting stuffy, I'm getting congested, like the scent is too much. That's what it gives us. So be mindful of what the scent of your house is and how powerful of scents you're bringing in, because that candle might smell really good to you, but it can be very, very strong for everyone else. And that's something that will make a guest feel very uncomfortable. And it can also be something that's really difficult for pets to deal with as well. They are very scent reliant animals and creatures, so we don't want to overwhelm their senses in their own home. We just want the space to feel fresh and clean and tidy, and that is enough for your guests, and they will be grateful for that, because a house that doesn't stink doesn't have to be one that's overly fragrant or whatever. It just needs to smell good and clean and fresh. Let's talk about art, because this is something we regularly have a conversation about here on the channel. It's something that's kind of important to me because art is life. It depicts what is happening. It's a record of history of what's going on, of what people are doing and feeling at that time period. And I think that is really important to have in your home, but it does not have to be mass-produced anything. It doesn't even have to be art from an artist. This can be photographs on your wall, family pictures. Like, what's wrong with a gallery wall of photos? I like that. I like to see what's happening in your family. Oh, who is this? Is that your kid? Is that your brother? Is that your sister? What baby picture is this? Who is it? I want to know. Like, I think that's really interesting. So having those out is not something that's like tacky or dated or whatever people online are telling you. It's something that is actually really inviting to guests. Even if it's just in a hallway and I'm like, oh, what are these photos happening there? I'm interested. I also love to see artwork that I don't know already. Like, okay, you know, that like print from a world famous artist you bought online, like that's cool, but I know what it is. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, okay, you know who that artist is, fun. But I also want to know, like, wait a second, what's this piece? Where'd you get that from? Oh, you bought it at this fair from this artist? Oh, that's amazing. You're supporting a small business, an artist. I love that. The point is you can get artwork anywhere in a lot of different places. You can go to auctions, you can go to fairs, you can go to schools. There's so much beautiful art out there that will actually be personal to you or tell a story about you. Maybe it's just a really great day trip you had and you saw that piece that you had to have it. Maybe it's a scrap piece of fabric you have framed from a really cool project you worked on or something like that. That's a really, really wonderful piece. It's a conversation piece, it's a statement, and that's really beautiful in your space. Well, there you have it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to share with me in the comment section down below, and be sure to share with me what is one mistake someone you know, someone in your family, it's probably your sister-in-law, is making in her house that is so uninviting to guests. Share with me in the comment section down below because I want to hear from you. I also know that you know someone that they are not an amazing entertainer, but they think they are and they need a little bit of help, but you don't want to be the shady one to tell that to them. I don't mind being that person. So share this video with them because friends help friends, and I will see you in the next one.